You know, see the trends, you see it. I mean, see, tune into the recap. I was going last week. Last week was a roller coaster, but it ended in the positive. Thursday and Friday, because I had some put in exploring the new opportunity that now I am trying to capitalize on, which is option trading. You see, so the few stocks that I'm gonna go through this week was like SPY, Intel, D-Wave, and QUBT, quantum computing. So them start there, I actually do option on this week. I'm gonna have a few of them are going into next week, but I do another video tomorrow, all right, just say Sunday, in talking about what my plays are for next week, or what I'm looking at and what's in my portfolio. So come along the journey, listen to what I'm going on now. Boom. Alright, we just wrap up the final full week of September. And on this journey, remember the journey is to become a day trader, right? I just started, this is just a recap of what I've been doing the entire September. Because the next video I make for recap, it will be the first weekend in October, right? So with that being said, this week that just passed was my best week in September. It was actually my best week. It's not nothing big or crazy, but you gotta be grateful for even your small wins, yeah? Alright, so since January of this year, which I actually slipped up on the bag, January of this year, when the stock market was going like ballistic for a little bit. All the stock was, you know, Trump just about to sit in office before he started the turf thing. Anyway, long story short, I had a stock in January. I had about 100,000 of the stock. It valued like 4 cents, and the stock ran to like 20 cents. But I actually sold out of the stock like 6 cents. You know, yeah. I saw little going up to 6 cents, and I was like, oh, is it gonna reverse? And I'm like, you know, and I'm like, ooh, and I was so happy. And then the next morning I woke up, the stock run pre-market to like 18 cents. Market open, it went to like 21 cents, and then boom, and it crashed back all the way down. You know, but yeah, that would have been my way to becoming a day trader, but it didn't happen. So here we are right now. So right now, I try to look on the Bitcoin graph, but what happened? My Fidelity, I use Fidelity Active. Well, they have this new beta version. It's not good for me personally because I can't use the graph. If you have another brokerage account that's have proper setup, proper, you know, level 2 everything to it for stock trading, link me, let me know in the chat, in the comments, right? With that being said, this week was the best week due to my option plays since January, right? I had SPY to pull back about 3 weeks now, and so I had gone in on SPY when it was going up. It was like 63, 64, and it went down to like 62, and I'm like, you know what, the market deserved to get a pullback. So I set it to, I got 2 option contract for it to go below 57 by the 26th. That would have been yesterday. Sorry, my chest feel like Anyway, so I had 2 contract on SPY, for 2 put option on SPY for the market to reverse and go to like 57 and a little bit below, and it actually did, right? I was anticipating like maybe it wouldn't have happened this week, maybe next week, but it happened this week. Which at the end of every month, basically, them always have something either them check them finance and rate cut or something. Or not the rate cut. Rate cut is like, yeah, government once a while basis. Anyway, long story short, I had those 2 contracts, but I was down on it, like proper down. You know, I bought the contract for like $300 per contract, or almost $300 per contract, but I was down on both of them, you know. I fumbled the bag again. However, I have no problem fumbling the bag right now in that instant, but I'm trying to find out best I can capitalize more. Even though I don't have a problem with fumbling the bag that way, I need to figure out how best I can capitalize more, because while I have a small portfolio, I need to hit that that 25K to actually start day trading, so I can do multiple trades throughout the day without any restriction and any compliance violation. So with that being said, somebody referred SPY to me, and I started. That's S&P 500. I started to watch it. You know, right now for buy a contract, a call contract is very expensive right now, so I can't even look at it. But that it's I go back up. That's why it's so expensive, because the world and the mother knows a SPY ever go back up. Yeah. Anyway, so what happened is that when I was losing on SPY, I ended up buying another contract that it was gonna go below 59. I think it was 60 or 59. So one was 57, one was like 59/60, and that contract was, it had a little bit of cushion in regards to time and you know, reaching the target. When I woke up Wednesday and it started to go down, I'm like, ooh, you know. Thursday, I'm like, yeah. So I ended up selling out of both of them, you know, the Thursday, because Wednesday it went on, but it didn't take me out of the negative. So Thursday morning it took me out, and then Powell was supposed to speak, and somebody on my TikTok live was telling me like, hey, wait until Powell speak. And if I had waited until Powell speak, I would have probably get like $300 profit off SPY. I ended up coming out of the negative for the two first contract for 57, because SPY went down to 50. I sold it at 55 something, like high 55 or high 50. No, I sold that contract at 56 because I was like, let me get rid of this. So I only got $6 profit on those two contracts, right? But the other one that I have for 59 that would expire, give me more time before it expire, I had that one for a little bit, you know, and it went to 55 when I was up, and I was like, oh, okay, $100. All right, let me take $100 in just like, you know what I mean? So I made for the day, I think for the Thursday and the Friday, because I also had contract in Intel. I took contract in Intel the Thursday as for Intel to go up, and it went up, and then I sold it. I got like $50, and then when the market was about to close again, I bought another contract for it to go up, and I fumbled the bag on that again. But what I rather take a small profit than a small loss, you know, even if it's gonna keep going up, because I don't know how to set stop loss. I don't know if anybody able to set stop loss on them contract, you know what I mean? If that was possible, then that's different. So I felt comfortable with my little profit, and I took it and I left. Because with Intel, while Nvidia is backing Intel, that does not mean it can't have a pullback, right? Because there's a gap. Like, I was looking at the graph for Intel, and I'm like, and I was like, even though it's at like $35 right now, right? Say 6 months. There's this gap right here. However, if you look like on the 1 year, you notice that 2 year. Let me go 2 year. It's sure better. On the 2 year, out here, this was the gap down, and it took its time and filled back the gap almost. Right. So let me get up. Let me draw a line right here. Right. Yeah. So right here where that red line is, let me zoom in a little bit. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can't zoom in right now. However, right where this red line is, there's a gap right here. There's a small gap right here that needs to be filled. So while Intel is currently on the up, it's gonna fill this gap, but when? That's the thing. That's a question. So I'm like, it does not have to go all the way down here, right? Because there are candles up to this point, but there is still a gap if you're looking like above it, you know, right there. So I put it on the top of the bottom one, but there's still a little gap. That's at 27. So I'm hoping for that this week, that it just have like a big pullback, boom, and then just it can just go to 40 or 50 or wherever you want to go, you know. Yeah, and then after that, once it pull back, then I'm gonna get another contract for it to pass the all-time high. Probably I see if I could get like 2 contracts, but if it does not pull back, then I'll be caught holding the bag, you know. Yeah. Symbol. Okay. Yeah, but they are look on so yeah, basically and if you reach this far in the video, please remember to like the video, and I'll be showing you continuously my what I'm doing week over week. I'll tell you currently. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set a target. So may I set a target to reach 10K. The target is to reach 10K with a 6K portfolio. So the target is to reach 10K with a 6K portfolio. And then from 10K we go 15K, 20K, 25K, right? So let's see how the journey goes. But with that being said, please remember to like the video, leave a comment, and share, because I'm building a community over here, right? Yeah, if you're a trader and you know what I mean, and you have any insight, you have any you want to give any pointers, feel free, just leave the comments. I always respond to the comments. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching.